Hey, what's cracking, y'all? Welcome back to FG Unleashed. Got another episode for you today. A couple days ago, I was down in the hood. I still got some people down there. So I was down in the hood, man, and hollering at some of my folks, checking on my nephews and them, seeing what's going on with them and stuff like that. And so I go to the store for a second, grab something to drink. I run into one of the little homies. So when I see the little homie, I say, I look at him like, dude, what the hell you done did, homie? And the homie got a big ass P in the middle of his forehead, you know what I mean? So I'm like, dude, really, you know what I mean? You don't think it's too late in the game for that? Because this wasn't no 15, 17, 18-year-old, man. The homie had to be 24, 25, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I got to check him, because at the end of the day, I'm like, of course it's your body, homie. Of course, you might feel about the set or, a certain kind of way, but have you ever thought about the rest of your life? So today I want to sit here and talk about, the face tattoos, or not just the face tattoos, also the disrespectful tattoos where you got another dude hood whacked out on you or something like that, and, but at the same time, dudes, you're not thinking about, when you think of your grandparents, when you think of your grandmother, I guess some of us at some point, I was one of them. I didn't think I was gonna live past 25, you know what I mean? But just to go get the hood tatted on my face, you know what I mean? I didn't feel that I needed to do that to prove, my gangster, you know what I mean? And I got the set tattooed on me multiple times, but I never thought about getting it on my face. I think I felt, if I did live to make it, through, I'm gonna have kids one day. I'm gonna want to go to their school. I'm gonna want to go to their school plays. I'm gonna want to just represent myself a little different, but that's me. You know what I mean? But I know I'm seeing more and more of it today. Now, back in the day, don't get me wrong, when I used to see the dudes with the teardrop on their eye, man, I thought that was the hardest shit. I was like, I want one of those. You know what I mean? But of course, it was just, at the time, just something that was out that I was like, that was cool. But on the flip side, nowadays, man, dudes was getting whole sentences on their face. You know what I mean? They getting whole, artwork on their face. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's your face. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to, tell you, what you are and what you ain't. What I'm here to do is be for the ones who don't have it, before you get it. You know what I mean? Because if somebody can hear this message today and get out there tomorrow and still go get them one. You know what I mean? But before you get it, just understand the ramifications that come along with whatever you get. You know what I mean? And anybody that see that P on his forehead, I'm sure they know it don't stand for, nothing else, especially the way he got it, so, and he got some disrespectful, on his right up under his eye. You know what I mean? For the ultimate gangster, you know what I mean? He was looking the part, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm like, dude, you must be rich, because you must plan on not getting a certain amount of jobs. You must probably want to either start your own business or stick to minimum wage jobs. Not saying that people with face tattoos don't, come out on top someday as financially, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm sure it is a lot of jobs that'll turn you down just because of that, you know what I mean? So I wanted to get it in there and let y'all know, man, the face tats, man, you got to be with it. Everywhere you go, you a billboard, you know what I mean? On the flip side of, representing, like I say, yourself at certain venues like your kid's school, or if you're a religious person and you go to church and, stuff like that, you got to stand on what them tattoos say. You know what I mean? The disrespectful tattoos you got on your eye or on your arm, you got to stand on that, man. And it brought me to a situation when I first hit the feds. I'm at MDC Los Angeles, and it's like my third day there, and the homie come tap on my door. I'm like, what's up, homie? He like, hey, man, it's a dude just pulled up on the unit and told somebody his name was BK. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, homie, for sure. So I get myself together and shit. And so I go out on the tier. If his name BK, somebody gonna call him that or something. You know what I mean? But so I peep game, and I hear him. Somebody was like, call him that. So instantly, now mind you, I just left the street. You know what I mean? I just left, you know, lowriders, 500 Benzes, you know, Roof Chris, you know, a Ritz Carlton, you know what I mean? You know, I was out here living, so, and not to mention, you know, I got plenty money with the cribs, you know what I mean? So that wasn't an issue at all, you know what I mean? But the issue is, you know, I can't let that ride like that, you know what I mean? So I go downstairs and says, hey, homie, what's your name, homie? He like, who want to know? I said, I want to know, homie. You know what I mean? I said, I thought I heard somebody call you BK, homie. And if that's the case, homie, you know what I mean? You going to change that, partner. You know what I mean? And he like, what? I'm yeah, I'm standing on that, homie. You know what I mean? And so the Crips kind of gather around and shit. Homies come gather around. Now, mind you, you know, when I asked him what his name was, had he said it, I was already prepared to take flight. You know, no matter how I get rushed, no matter what happened, I plan on taking flight. Then when he said who wanted to know, you know what I mean, and I stood on mine. What I'm saying, he was supposed to take flight. You know what I mean? And when he didn't, I said, check this out, homie, I'm standing on that. You know what I mean? So I push off. You know, so next thing I know, I see the Crips like, you know, meeting up with him. You know what I mean? And they get on his helmet. Like, dude, you supposed to, once you took off, we was going to take off, but you got to take off first. You know what I mean? And I knew some of the Crip dudes, you know, they knew, you know, from the streets, you know what I mean? And they know a motherfucker wasn't on no bullshit. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Dude, you wasn't finna come up here and disrespect like that, homie, and not stand on it. Now, if he'd have been like this, what it was, and we got down and all that, okay, you know, that's how he felt. That ain't really how he felt, you know what I mean? He really kind of faking, you know what I mean? So Crips got on his helmet, and what he did was he brought attention to himself. Because once they seen that move, they started to investigate him, and come to find out, man, 3 days later, they beat him down, rolled PC'd him up. He's making statements on his case, you know what I mean? And they didn't call you that on the street, you know what I mean? So you thought because we was in the feds that it was, you know, what nobody here was going, I don't know what perception that you had got, but what nobody here was going to stand on it, you know what I mean? So you got to be mindful, you know, what you're doing. You know, I mean, I had my own personal situation, you know what I mean? My first time to the county jail, when you get in there and you strip down for that shower, you know what I mean? Man, it didn't take a dude a half a second, seemed like. Now I pulled that shirt off, dude, say, well, homie, what? Didn't say nothing else. You know what I mean? They took off, you know what I mean? Rushed me in the shower. We get down, you know what I mean? Do our thing, you know what I mean? And I respected that because there's certain things I got on my body that, you know what I mean? And but you got to stand on it, homie. You know what I mean? So it ain't about, like I say, I would rather not see it for the up and coming guys based on if you're not financially stable like that or financially set. All I'm saying is give yourself an opportunity. You know what I mean? Just like me nowadays, I could walk in a business with a long sleeve shirt on and you don't even know I got tattoos. You know what I mean? So, and not saying that tattoos are a deterrent from jobs nowadays, because even employers got them. But I mean, you know, the disrespectful stuff on the face, you know, people do like to have their company represented in a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? So, you know, you gotta stand on what you believe in. But if you just that, you know what I mean? Then when somebody, you know, when you gotta answer that bell, man, you know, be ready for it. You know, so I just wanted to touch on that today, you know, about the disrespectful tattoos and the, you know, the tats on the face. And, you know, one day, man, you know, y'all gonna be my age, you know what I mean? And because I don't think no dudes my age is going out getting a tattoo on their face, but for the younger up and coming dudes, you know, think about your future. You know, some of us will make it to be, you know, 40, 50 years old. Some of us will make it to be grandparents, and, you know, and some of us will change our perspective, because don't forget when that situation happened at MDC Los Angeles and I went out down there to holler, dude, all the homies didn't come. Some of the homies stayed up on the top tier, homie, and I noticed that. You know what I mean? So, you know, you're going to find out things in your life that certain dudes ain't who you think they are as well. You know what I mean? So, you know, just be mindful of that, man. You know, and like I said, I ain't trying to preach to you. I'm just trying to teach you. You know what I mean? So, you know, once again, FG Unleashed, y'all take it easy out there.